Good morning, people. If you're in Australia or anywhere, it's morning anyway, and almost morning in the Philippines and maybe Bali and places like that. Over America and that, it might be afternoon. I don't know where you're watching from. But yeah, good morning anyway. And if you're in Australia, uh, in some parts of New South Wales, yeah, just be mindful if you're driving because we've had some pretty heavy rain. I believe in Sydney and all up north, and that's yeah, just be careful. The roads aren't slippery, or even if you're walking around your house and around the yard. Don't go slipping over and hitting your head or anything. It's been a little bit full on. It seems to have eased now. Yeah, I probably should be out there working, but haven't always been doing the Friday nights. But anyway, if this YouTube thing starts going off, I'll probably do a bit more in the taxis and combine it. I'd get the It'll motivate me to get back in the taxis anyway. You know, the taxis can be a funny sort of game, but I'm liking it lately. It really depends where you work and that, but some areas can get rough at different times, and you know you can be out there and drivers can be stabbed or anything. Things have been happened around me over the years, or not so much right around me, but you know you get a call over the radio and find out something like that's happened, or you get called out to cover for a work colleague been stabbed or something. It's not always good, but just comes back to respect, doesn't it? Like you wonder what these people are thinking of. Sometimes they're not even robbing you. Like if they, not that you should go and rob anyone, but I mean, if it was over money and they're desperate to eat or whatever, it can be sort of understandable. But just to attack people for the sake of attacking people, like, just don't know. The world's gone a bit funny. So yeah, if you are someone out there like a cab driver or a night watchman or ambulance driver, or whatever, just be careful if you're new to the job. You know, you go in there sometimes the rose-coloured glasses on, think things won't happen, but they can happen. You know, if you got a two-way radio and people are calling you that way or whatever, just listen for the tone of people's voices and things in the background. You know, other drivers didn't know it sometimes, but often I'd tell them not to go to places, and I don't know, I just knew like people's voices and they wouldn't listen, and well, not so much tell them not to go there, but you know, just be cautious. But you know, they go there with a blasé sort of, it'll be okay, mate, sort of attitude, and sometimes things would go wrong. So yeah, just listen for little noises. You know, watch for things when you're in a cab, and that watch. You know, if it's a 40 degrees Celsius day, that'd be over 100 degrees Fahrenheit if you're watching from America. You know, and someone's got a beanie on and that, or like, you know, head covering, and unless it's for cultural reasons, or they're a little bit strange. Like, wonder why they'd be wearing a thick hat in 100-degree weather, or you know, why they might have a coat on. Maybe ask them if you can ask them without them getting angry to open coat up or whatever, because you know you don't know when there's a weapon involved or whatever. But you know, just be careful when you're out on those jobs. And like tonight, just be careful if you're out in the rain. So yeah. Anyway, I'm only new to this, so it's might be a bit boring for some people watching, and I'm not some 22-year-old female or something that you might like looking at. Who knows? But what you just want to look at. But anyway, yeah. What are people up to out there? I don't know if any messages are going to come up in here for me. I'm, like I said, I'm only new to all this stuff. But anyway, you can always write something after it's over, or comment on one of my videos that are on here. A lot of them are like unedited style because still learning all about this stuff, but it doesn't matter. There's still something to watch, aren't they? So yeah, what are we doing? What are the people in Australia doing? Are any of us in the city or anything? Is anything happen anymore in the city? It's pretty dead, isn't it? Like places in Sydney, I believe, like King's Cross and places used to all start going off about this time. They're pretty dead at 3 in the morning, aren't they, these days? I had a bit of a walk through up Darlinghurst Road, end of April, maybe 1st of May or something last year, something like that. Maybe end of April, 29th or something, and yeah, the place was dead. I think a lot of people have moved on to Newtown and places like that, but I'm just wondering, anyone out there, does it still go off at 3 in the morning on a Saturday morning, Sunday morning, or is it just the whole of New South Wales just dead? I know, I noticed when I was staying down there last year a couple of times, or year before actually, in the 2022 mainly, and coming back from a friend's place around George Street area and that, I noticed sometimes. I'm not one, I don't go out, I haven't had a drink for just over 18 years of alcohol. I still don't mind going out if I'm in Sydney or somewhere and sitting there listening to some music, but I don't go out looking for what's happening too much. So I hadn't been out, but I was walking around George Street, going back into Redfern Way a few times from the city. And there'd still be people up at like 6 in the morning going into some of the pubs. I don't know if they'd shut for just an hour or two and then reopened. Well, one place they were going into anyway. Just can't think of the name of it now. It's just down from might have been just down from Liverpool Street, near the corner of Liverpool and George Streets. But anyway, place been there for years. It's changed names now. It's like one of those American style sort of bars. But anyway, there were people going there. But apart from places like that, I just don't know what happens down there at 5 and 6 in the morning or 3 in the morning now for partying and all that sort of thing. So if anyone knows what's going on, any cab drivers watching, you fellas probably know what's going on if you work the cities. But anyway, yeah, what goes on in what goes off in New South Wales at 3, 4 in the morning anymore? I know some clubs around northern New South Wales and pubs and that sometimes they're still open till about 3. The actual clubs like RSLs and that places. Some industries, they say they don't encourage gambling, but I think often they seem to be open later for the gamblers, not so much just for people just going in there and getting a beer. But yeah, some nightclubs I think are still shutting about 3:30. But I'm just wondering how busy things are in the cities these days. It seems like some of the city places, like I said, like King's Cross and that, it was dead when I went it through there end of 2022 for a walk, and maybe places that never used to be as busy are taking that trade. But I think compared to only from what I see of some countries, I think compared to Asia and Europe and all that, I think Sydney hasn't got much anymore. I can only the only country I can speak of by experience is the Philippines, and I didn't go to a lot of clubs over there, but you can still see that things are going off over there. A lot of things are 24/7, and that's and like the 7-Elevens 24/7, 7-Eleven, food places, drinking holes, whatever, as we call them here, like nightclubs and stuff. They're going off all the time, but it just seems Sydney's died in the backside. So where are you, people? Like I said, I don't know if I can read all this live stuff on here. I'm first live I've done, but if this comes up after it, put a comment, or if I have some problem uploading it, because as I said, it's the first time, just throw a couple of comments on one of my other videos on this channel, Rico the Cabbie, and just let us know, what's places you think are good these days. What are we all doing out there anyway? Anyone at home with a family who's just got off work, or getting up to go to work, or kids are up at 3 a.m. for some reason to get driven to sports a couple of 100 k's away, or what's the go? Any of my Filipino vlogger friends watching this, some of you'd still be up. It's only midnight over there, isn't it? A bit after midnight, so you might still be up making vlogs of your own, doing live streams. I noticed a lot of you have been getting milestones like the 100k subscribers and 40k subscribers and 27k, or rounding up to the thousands and tens of thousands. So I see some of you are up vlogging, doing live streams till sort of midnight and 1 a.m. your time to get subscribers and that. So that's a good idea. You're probably getting a lot more watching than I am. I've got between 0 and 1 on here. Every few minutes, one pops up, but anyway. Is anyone doing any long distance driving out there? The Australians and the Americans, as we've got bigger land mass. Anyone driving from Sydney to Melbourne or anything? Any truckies out there watching them on their phone if they've pulled up somewhere? Or any New York cabbies or anyone like that watching? What sort of people are going to be watching this? Probably anybody, because it's all eclectic stuff. I don't want a niche. I want a bit of eclectic stuff. It's a Rico the Cabbie, but I want to talk to anyone. I want to interview shift workers at some stage, some of them, and different people that I choose to interview I might see in the street or whatever. So come on, where are we all, people? Where are we? This has got to be popping up on someone's notification bell, doesn't it? I think I've got 54 subscribers. I think I don't know if I've got another one yet from this, or maybe someone's unsubscribed. Who knows? But yeah, I had 54 an hour or two ago. So 1 out of 54 will be out there. Wouldn't they awake? I'll probably get up to work tonight. Try to start about. Not start too early, because I like to finish late. Sometimes you hang around till sort of 5 and 6, and sometimes a lot of the other cabs have gone. The vans, I drive the van, and then you get a little bit, and probably should start about 6 or 7 some nights and still go through to about 5 or 6. You still got the 12-hour rule here, and I sort of really only like to do about 10 and a half, 11 hours, and then if you get an hour job or something, you're sort of not pushing it to not go over your limits. Australia's got all these limits on everything now, and I don't know if it makes things safer or what, but it is for safety, but it's just, got to not stress yourself about it, otherwise you're rushing around. So just better to just do up to the 10 and a half, 11 hour mark sometimes at the most, and then you sort of get a job, you've got that hour leeway, half an hour each way, sort of get back and log off and stuff. So We got any lady viewers out there? I think a few of my subscribers are women, actually. The ones I knew, I think more of them are women than men. So what are you all doing? Are you up? Any of you up tending to your children or anything like that? I know it's late and early, depending on where you are in Australia, and Southeast Asia, New Zealand. It'd be about 5 in the morning. Some people be getting up by now over there. So yeah, what are you all doing? We up and about or in bed or come on? What's going down, people? What's going down? What is happening out there? What is happening, people? Come on, where are we all? Come on, one subscriber, jump on, people. Even if you're not a subscriber, I must be on the live thing there somewhere in the planet Earth. Come on, where are we? Anyone out there on Earth or what? Come on, where are we? Where are we, people? Where are we? Where are the early risers? I know since people don't party as much now, there must be some of you waking up, wouldn't you be? Going to bed at 9 or 10 and jumping up at 2:30 or 3, or no one up early? Come on, where are we, people? Where are we? We got any cabbies out there? Come on, how about we get some cab driver subscribers, eh? That'd be alright. Well, anyone that does the odd hours. It could be a cab driver, could be a working lady, could be night watchman. Get some shift workers on here. Eh? I'm not worried about I'm not judging what you do, but just what he's all up to. The irony of shift work, eh? The irony of shift work. Then I'll jump off here and just wait. I'm waiting to see if I can get at least like 2 viewers. I don't care. I'll do live streams for 2 viewers because it's still even one, but I mean 2 would be good. 2 people's enough to, you know, put in a bit of time for them, isn't it? Because it's two people willing to watch and listen and whatever. Not necessarily going to learn much, but yeah, just jump on and listen and say hello if I can read things on here. Is on here or what, people? Come on. What are you all having for breakfast? I might throw a bit of steak on tomorrow. Had it in the fridge here for a couple of days, so I might put it on the pan, or tomorrow being today. I want to go up about 9, 10 or something. What are we up to? Come on. Bit over 20 minutes, and we've had, I think, 2 lots of 1 viewer for maybe 5, 10, 20 seconds or something at a time, if that. And 1 waiting before, but I didn't sort of, I was seeing if I could get sort of 2 waiting or 1 waiting patiently for more than a few seconds, and I was going to jump on, but I was in the middle of making a cup of tea, so I didn't rush to it because there was only 1 waiting and they click off. I don't know how this stuff works, so you don't know who's who. If it's a subscriber or someone that's going to subscribe or get on and say hello or what, you know, people, you can just flick through the live stuff, can't you, on YouTube, and it doesn't mean they're going to watch it. Not that it doesn't mean they don't have the right to, for me to jump on here, but it's just that I just would have been good to get 2 on here, eh? I might go and put the kettle on anyway, water in the pan and make another cuppa, and then come back for another 8 or 10 minutes and see if anyone hops on here, eh? That's what I'll see if anyone. If you're on there, I'm here somewhere. You might not know what's going on, but yeah, we'll see what happens. We got any viewers out there yet or what? There's one on there, but that might be me because I've got the other device on to watch. Is there anyone else watching or what's going on? Anyone want to make a comment? How's he on here for long to say hello and I'll check things out on my tablet. So what are we all doing? It's been a bit of a rainy end of week around New South Wales, Australia. Is anyone Australian viewers watching that might be, like I said, doing shift work, driving cabs or getting up super early to take their children to long distance sports events? Or come on, some of you must be involved in some activities. There might be somebody awake out there, or maybe not. If you're awake and watching, come on, get on here and say something. Probably no one listening, but yeah, if you can hear me, so there's no viewers besides maybe myself. I'm going to jump up and get my cup of tea ready and come back and maybe sit here for another 15 or 20 minutes and see if anyone jumps on, eh? I'm back. Still looks like there are no viewers. There's got to be somebody out there. I'd say people are just swooping past this one because I haven't got a profile photo up yet and all that sort of stuff. The cover photo come up, but I've got to sort the profile picture and all that out. So, but it might not be just that. It's probably not a lot of people up that are looking to ring. I think most of my subscribers might be, or at least most of the viewers are in Australia, and it's sort of 2 a.m., 3 a.m., that sort of thing around, depending on where you are in Australia. If anyone jumps on, they're on night shift / morning shift now, or they're an early starting, maybe a nurse going to work or a paramedic or something, jump on and say something. If you're in the middle of doing an important job, but yeah, if you got a spare minute or two, just jump on and say, "Oh, I just want to see what all the shift workers are doing out there." Or anyone that's got early morning activities, got to drive somewhere, drive interstate or whatever. Come on, people, where are we? Where are we, all the good people of planet Earth? So, are there any other cabbies out there? Like, come on, maybe you can share to newcomers in the industry the truth about having to be careful of some things, unless you've been lucky to be in an area, a good area, and that. Where I work now, I've had no real dramas, but it can happen. So, yeah, you just got any tips, backing me up about how I was saying earlier about just listening for things, listen for people's tone of voice and watching what people wear if they're wearing jackets and stuff in summer, and that just maybe, I don't know. I don't know if you can do it diplomatically, but if there's been trouble, maybe get them to pull a jacket aside a bit. But you don't know when people have got something there, do you, a weapon or whatever. You just got to be careful in this day's society. A lot of people are on some funny substances. So, yeah, we've just got to be careful. Doesn't really matter what you're doing, does it? Like, nurses are the ones that I get a bit concerned about, a lot of them, because you're not expecting things to happen when you're on your way to work sometimes, but they're women alone, and they'll be doing 6 a.m. starts or 9 p.m. starts and things like that, and they've got to park in the car parks, and it's still a bit dark, and you don't know who's hanging around, do you? And like aged care settings, you often get aged care places set up near parks and fields, and that, so the elderly people can have a bit of a walk around. But I mean, overnight, that's if there's poor lighting, because everyone's cutting back on costs these days. If there's poor lighting and you've got parks around and nurses getting in and out of their cars and that sort of thing, well, they've just got to be careful. But it's the dangers of shift work, isn't it? Whether it's night or day if you're just doing funny sort of jobs where you doctors, nurses, taxi drivers, ambulance, night security, whatever. Like sometimes you're meeting people at their worst, whether it's someone that's aggressive or someone that's got a bit of dementia or an angry family member because something hasn't been done right and you get the blame because you're dropping the person off, or you're in a nursing home working where they may not have been treated well or whatever. You can be in and around hostile situations. So yeah, have we got any shift workers out here that can talk about the hostility of their job, or just even jump on here and put a comment on and tell me, you start and work at 4:30 and you're driving there now or whatever in the morning. Come on, people, it's the first line. Hey, I guess you can't expect people on here on the first one, but I was hoping to have 2 or 3 viewers somewhere popping up. Probably had 2 or 3, 4 all up in the time, because I think this one on here at the moment it's myself because I've got my tablet running to check on messages and that in a minute, but probably had maybe 2 to 4. And just one, if I just count the one person at a time, view it, we'll see what happens on maybe when I cancel it. 10, 15 minutes or so, it might come up how many viewed it. I guess if I see YouTuber friends on here that have got like 20,000 subscribers, or once a reason when you're 1.6 thousand, 1.8 thousand, whatever, and they've only got sort of 5 and 6 people watching sometimes. Sometimes they've got 106 watching, but I mean, sometimes they've got 5 or 6, I suppose. I can't expect anyone to be watching mine straight away with 54 subscribers, can I? But you never know. Yeah, we never know. You pop up on the live, I think sometimes it's how you might get extras. You might not get 1 subscriber a day extra, but it's still good, isn't it? If it happens every day, or 2 or 3 a day, get your 1,000 in less than a year. Check out Ghislaine Untold Stories, a Filipino vlogger who gets like 2,000 a day when she asks people on the live streams to subscribe. And 2,000 plus subscribers some days. She's killing it. Gone from like 40,000 or less to 108,000 subscribers in a couple of months. And that was mainly through live streams. I might get another 10 minutes, people. If none of you are going to hop on here and say hi or anything. I don't know if there's any point keeping this thing going forever, but I'll see if I wake up in 4 hours or 9 hours or whatever. I might just doesn't. I don't have any set time at the moment in case I stay asleep or whatever. But I could wake up for some reason in 4 or 5 hours and have another nap. But before my night starts later on tonight, or might sleep right through about lunch. But either time, look out here. Between the next 4 and say 12 hours or so from when this was on, I might, whether I do it from here or do it going for a walk down the road or whatever, I might try and throw another live stream up and see if that brings anyone. Come on, people, where are we? Come on, someone get on and speak. Or message or whatever. I don't know you speak unless I add you to the chat, but yeah, someone get on here. At least as a viewer. Anyone out there yet, or what's going on, people? Looks like no. Coming an hour live, 63, 64 minutes, and no one's jumped on. Come on. Got to be other shift workers out there, don't there? Cabbies and security guards or somebody. Come on. Old larrikins out there searching or doing whatever. There's got to be someone up. Come on, people, where are we? Come on, we out there or what's happening? Might give it another 2 minutes. If no one jumps on, I might finish this live for the moment because it's the battery's going low on the phone anyway, and I'm not going to bother doing it with it on charge if nobody's watching. So anyway, if any shift workers that are watching, throw a comment on it if it's saved itself. If not, throw a comment on the other things. But if you're not, if it doesn't save, you probably won't see this. You won't see me asking you anyway. But if you see me asking for comments about what you're doing, anyone that's up first thing in the morning or doing shift work or whatever, yeah, throw a comment up, eh? Anyway, it's going on an hour and 7 minutes, I think, so I might switch off a while. I said I might jump back on in 3 or 4 hours, or it might be 8 or 9 hours, but sometime I have to have a bit of a rest, a bit of a sleep maybe. We'll see how we go. Could get up earlier and do it, who knows. Anyway, take care out there wherever you are, and like I said, if you're in Australia where there's heavy rain in some parts, just be careful on the roads. All right, stay safe. Be good to the people that you love, and be kind and respectful to others anyway. Thank you. Bye.